Welcome to the UK Casuals podcast. It's the football show. As you see, we've got Martin King. He's injured, so he's in the treatment room. But we've got Dave Cas, and Mr. Harris makes a welcome return to the UK Casuals football
Super
show.
Sub.
Yeah, so gentlemen, I have to start with Gary. I was listening to your breakfast show earlier on Pitch Radio, and
you're the only one who bloody well was then.
And you was talking about safe standing, and I really liked your description. It's a chair with a bar in front of it.
Yeah, I think everyone's getting way carried away.
Right.
I think I genuinely think that I'm saying, there wasn't many listeners, I don't think, this morning. I was proper ranting about everything, but
yeah.
And Ronaldo as well. Maybe that's something we could touch on. I think there's something wrong there. But right, safe standing then. I think it's it's a load of bollocks myself, but
to be honest,
look, at the end of the day, we all yearn, or certainly the older generation, we loved our terracing. That, that was what we loved. Everyone could congregate where they wanted in that group. That was what created the atmosphere. Right now, safe standing as they're going to bring it in. Now, at Tottenham, they've already got it.
Right.
I think they've got it at Chelsea, all ready to go. Now, in Tottenham, in the away end, they've got it there. It's ready. And we used it. I was there, not this season, but, just before lockdown. And it is literally what it says on the tin. It's a bloody well bar in front of the seat, and I do believe there's positives and there are elements of it that to me don't make a lot of sense. But the positives have to be this. It's not all doom and gloom. In my it's only my opinion, but it's not all doom and gloom. So the positives to this, there are clubs in the Premier League, for instance. I know Watford's one of them. Palace is one of them, and I'm sure there's a few more where they already have a designated standing area, right? We know they have at Palace in that, where all their ultras go. Watford have got the 1881 one corner of the Rookery, and I'm sure that goes for a few clubs. I think City have got similar behind one of the goals, if they get any fans in, that is. Sorry, City. Yeah. But so anyway, there's already some designated standing areas in grounds. Whether that's legal or not, I don't know. But definitely they've got them. So basically, the positives are for the likes of West Ham, who have got wannabe stewards and twat owners who will ban them because they've stood up.
Yeah.
So anyone who really wants to stand up in some of these grounds are going to be able to go to an area where they're allowed to stand. Now, that's the big positive. And some clubs will massively benefit just because it means they can stand up and watch the game. Now, the reality is they're saying about, create a better atmosphere and all that. Well, in certain clubs, it ain't going to, because it ain't going to change anything other than you've got a comfortable position like that. You can sit like you're in the bar. You know what I mean? Old men like me can stand a bit longer. Right?
Yeah.
But for me, it literally is what it is. It is a bar in front of your seat. Here's the key. The atmosphere was lost the minute you lost non-allocated standing areas.
Yeah.
Non-allocated. That's the key. The key is that where you've got non-allocated areas, like in the terraces in the lower leagues, all the people that want to have a jolly, have a knees up, Mother Brown and all that stuff, they can all go in the same place. They don't have to worry about being the other side of the stand or trying to sneak in and stand behind someone in doubling up in seats and all that bollocks that we know we do. So whilst it's safe standing, it's still a seat.
Yeah.
If it's a standing area, why the hell has it got a seat in it?
That's the end of it, isn't it?
That's where I am. I think we are expecting way too much from this. I genuinely think that it will benefit some, but overall, it will not bring back what we had. Because it is a bar in front, but it's all allocated still. So, you know, either you've got to buy, Dave, all your mates' 200 lads tickets so you make sure you're all together, or you're going to be all over that stand, and you're not going to be able to come together if this is what they want to achieve and have that wonderful atmosphere that we used to experience back in the day in the terracing. It ain't happening. Anyway, there you go. That's my opinion.
I'll come to Dave
with the bar, mate. It ain't safe standing.
I'll come to Dave.
Sorry, Dave. I don't know what you think about it, but
well, I'll say something to you, Dave, now, because Liverpool have apparently have their own thing. They're not getting involved with this safe standing. And I quote, Liverpool want to continue with their own trial, which allows spectators to stand safely at key moments and then sit down again. What do you think of that, Dave?
Well, QPR are trying to do similar, right? You know, the lower loft at QPR was always the home end where all the singers used to gather back in the 70s, 80s. You create a big atmosphere. You got all the boys toing and throwing, remember the old surges and all that, and everyone's having a crack. You're standing with your pals all close. If you score, you're jumping on each other. I mean, that can happen mainly still when you get everyone standing even in the seats at away games. But Gary, you're right. I've seen what those safe standing look like. You're right. It's just a bar in front of a fucking seat. It's crap. And they're all sort of like separated. So you sort of like got your 2 meters. Well, not 2 meters. You're separated from the man next to you or whoever it is, lady or whatever. And it's not like the old days of the terrace where everyone's rammed in, crammed in, creating a massive atmosphere, smelling someone's fart in front of you, or everyone's having a great crack and all that. That's what football was all about.
So as Gary says, Dave, this safe standing is not going to bring back what we've lost.
No chance. No. The only way you'll ever do it is to bring back terracing itself. And the last experience I had of terracing was at Peterborough away.
That's gone.
That's gone now. But they used to have a little bit of a terrace. So it was one of the last terraces I was in, I think. And it was brilliant to be back in that situation where we was all in the terrace.
I've been to Peterborough.
The terraces now, Dave, you've got to go non-league. Not all clubs, but most clubs, you've got to go non-league for terraces. I'll move on.
There's still quite a few terraces in 1 and 2.
Is there?
There's still quite a few terraces. They're not legally bound to have all seat stadium. So there's still quite a bit of terracing down in League 1 and 2 as well.
Right. Okay, I'll move on.
Still some.
To Peterborough striker Johnson Clark Harris has been handed a 4-match ban and a £5.5 grand fine for social media comments he made back in 2012. The comments made reference to sexual orientation, and he's also got to go on an education program. Now, he made these comments back in 2012. That's history. That's gone, isn't it? What do you think, Gal?
Me, I'm the last person to get involved with this conversation, mate. I'll tell you, it's all bollocks, isn't it? I mean, we're ending up in this PC world, mate. Within 10 years, you'll all have to wear white trousers and white overcoats. You're not allowed to fart without a frigging risk assessment. You won't be able to say nothing about anything. I know there are things that are need sorting out, like racism. I get all that. It's just going over the top.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I mean, this is not the first time this has happened, is it?
No. What do you think, Dave? I mean, 2012, it's a decade ago, nearly.
Who the hell dug that back up and why?
Exactly. I don't know. But the comments were insulting, abusive, and brought the game into disrepute.
Ridiculous.
A 4-match, I mean, the £5.5 grand fine ain't going to hurt him, but the 4-match ban, I just, like Gary said, it's getting ridiculous, this PC world, isn't it, Dave?
Oh yeah.
I'm still waiting to get my ticket. From 20 years ago for pissing up the back of a police van, and they caught me on camera. I know they caught me on camera. I'm still waiting, and I know they're going to come for me.
It's going to come in the post soon.
Listen, I've seen that on YouTube, Gary. That footage.
He's a star already.
Yeah, mate. You're finished,
Dave.
You're finished, mate.
I'm done for, mate.
You're done. Over to Dave.
You spat gum out on a street just outside Loftus Road, and they got that 30 years ago, mate, and they're coming back for you for spitting gum out on the street.
Wow, this proves it. Mate. Right.
I'm taking the piss here, lads, because
you have to, Gal. You have to, mate, because it's getting silly.
I'm going to give you a quick insight into something on this. Now, I'm not going to mention names here, if you don't mind. It wouldn't be fair. But recently, somebody's son got a job. I won't mention who the company is. Got a job, was there for 3 weeks, got sacked because of tweet or whatever he put up on, I don't know what social media it was,
some platform,
something about Shamina Begin in 2017 or whenever it was. This company have got people with who go looking through their employees' social media, looking for any comments. This. And fair play to the lad. She's a twat and shouldn't be. Whatever he said's right about her. Jesus.
I just think what you tweet a few years back shouldn't affect you now, if it's not like overly abusive. Right.
The crazy thing there is,
sorry, Dave. What was that?
The crazy thing there is they're actually paying someone to trawl for all that crap when they could be trying to look for something a lot more serious.
Exactly. Okay, Dave. Over to Dave's pot pickers. The results of the Premier League and the Championship. We will be bringing other league results into it, but at first we're just going to do the Premier League and the Championship and see how it flows. So over to Dave's pot pickers.
Right. Hey, happy Monday, all you pot pickers out there. These are the results from the weekend. I'm not going to do the stupid accents this week because I've probably pissed a few people off. Hey, but so these are the results starting from Friday. These are the Premier results. You've got good job, Martin, on tonight, isn't it? Chelsea 0, Man City 1, Man United 0, Villa 1, Everton 2, Norwich 0. Leeds 1, West Ham United 2, Leicester 2, Burnley 2. Here's yours. Watford 1, Gary. The Geordies, Newcastle 1. Brentford 3, Liverpool 3. Southampton 0, Wolves 1. And tonight's game, or this evening's game earlier, was a shock of a result. Arsenal 3, Spurs 1. Now we're moving into the Championship.
That's some result, that, isn't it?
North London derby.
There's some big results in that Premier. Coventry 3, Peterborough 0. This one broke me heart as well because it's QPR's third straight 2-1 loss. We lost West Brom 2, QPR 1. Reading 1, Middlesbrough 0. Birmingham 0, Preston 0. Big one here. Blackburn 5, Cardiff 1.
Ooh.
Blackpool 1, Barnsley 0. Bournemouth 2, Luton 1. Bristol City 1, Fulham 1. Forest 1, the Millwall 1. Sheffield United 1, Derby 0. Stoke 2, Hull 0. And finally, Swansea 1, Huddersfield 0.
Oh, Jasper Thompson, good friend of the show. They lost their last game, didn't they, Huddersfield? So Jasper's not going to be too happy.
Welcome to the club of losing every Saturday, bud.
I'll go to Leicester versus. It was against Burnley, wasn't it?
Leicester Burnley.
Now you got Jamie Vardy scored an own goal, and then went and scored 2 goals afterwards.
Right. He scored a hat trick.
Let's go to Blackburn, Dave. 5-1 against Cardiff.
Yeah, I mean that's some result. To be
was
fair.
that at Cardiff, Dave?
No, that's at Blackburn. If it was a Cardiff, that'd have been shameful.
Still a massive result, isn't it? 5-1.
Big one, yeah, massive.
Any other results that caught your eye for whatever reason?
Well, Villa beating Man United, because Man United were on fire, weren't they? I tipped them to win the league this year. Chelsea losing to Man City at home's a bit of a slip up for them. Brentford pulling it back to 3-3 against Liverpool was a big one, isn't it? Arsenal today beating Spurs, and then you've got a few down in the old Championship. Well, there weren't nothing so surprising except for that Blackburn was a big win over Cardiff 5-1. Apart from that down there weren't nothing surprising, to be honest. Right. Really, this weekend.
I'll go to Gary then. I know you wanted to speak about Ronaldo. Was there any results that stuck out for you, or is Dave?
Yeah. I mean, I will touch on something outside of the two top leagues, especially Scotland.
Right.
Look at that league table. When have you ever seen Rangers top, Celtic sixth?
I've seen that earlier, actually.
They got the draw today.
Yeah.
I mean, the table in Scotland is just on its head, isn't it? I mean, you've got Rangers, Hibs coming up in second, Hearts in third, Motherwell in fourth, Dundee in fifth, then Celtic. There's a 6-point gap now between Rangers and Celtic, 5-point gap between Hibs, Hearts and Celtic. So I think that's really refreshing.
Of course.
Refreshing for that league.
It's always been a 2-team league, isn't it?
Yeah,
Rangers or Celtic.
Celtic got some problems there in Scotland. I think, that's that. Stand out. Chelsea losing to Man City, I think, is a massive result. I think Chelsea, for me, looked like they could really go somewhere. I was looking at them thinking, well, they look like they're going to be really hard to beat. Man City getting a result at Chelsea, I think, is a massive result. The Man United one, I think we could lead that into Ronaldo. Just on League One, Sunderland looking really good, like a few bob on them if you can get any good odds. They are looking good this year for going up. They got a 1-0 win. Down in League Two, a big result for Simon's Bristol Rovers. They're proper on their arse, and they got a great result up at Walsall 2-1 with a last-minute winner. And Sutton United getting a 4-0 win in their first ever time in the league was a great result for them, I think. Great win for Sutton United. Down into the National League, just one there. Dagenham and Redbridge looking like they're really the front runners in that league as well. Yeah. Getting a stonking 5-1 win on yesterday and topping that league there, looking to try and get a return back to league football. That's it.
Okay, Gary. I don't know if we've done this, but we've all done our predictions. I don't know if I've asked you in previous shows.
Got the answer of that's 1 of 4, isn't it?
Who do you think's going to win the Premier League, and who do you think's going to get relegated, Gal? On the spot.
Oh, look, Norwich. All day long.
16 league defeats. What a nightmare to be a Norwich fan.
For me, are already down, mate. I mean, I just cannot see how they're going to do it.
No.
I mean, Watford beating 3-1 at home last week was an embarrassment to them. Yeah. Watford ain't exactly on fire at all.
Norwich are fire with at the moment.
On the basis of the first half at the Watford-Newcastle game, I would have said Watford looked dreadful. They did. Newcastle dominated the game, but second half Watford come out fighting, and it was a really good game actually in the second half. But on the first half performance, I'd be worried about Watford, to be fair. But they did make up for it. Norwich, without a doubt. I don't know. I mean, to win it, I think City will come good. I think City will do it again.
I've picked Man City. Okay, Gal, you mentioned Ronaldo. What's your issue, mate?
I'm not got an issue. I'm just getting a vibe from social media that things ain't all rosy in the camp with him.
Okay.
If you pick up on a lot of the social media at the moment, it just feels like maybe he's such a big fish, but the last club a big fish can cope being in is probably Man United, because they don't tolerate, in fairness to them, they don't tolerate big fish. No one can ever be bigger than Man United. Do you know what I mean? I don't know whether people agree. I've no doubt get comments when you put this out. I don't know. I'm just sort of seeing different things on social media, and there seems to be a little bit of, you know, he wanted to take the penalty yesterday and he didn't, and the guy missed it. There's other things.
Oh, you're all freezing up this time. Dave?
Showed to see if I could get any feedback, particularly from any Man United fans. What do they think? Because I'm just getting a bad vibe about it. It don't feel like he's fitting in that smoothly, if I'm honest.
Right. Before the show ends,
I no doubt Man United fans, if you watch.
I'm all right. It's fucking you freezing. No, not coming back.
Premier League too well.
No, do you know what it is? It's just the social media that I've seen. It's not you know. I know yesterday he wanted to take the penalty and he didn't, did he? And the fella missed it. There's other things about he wanted this, he wanted that, and maybe him and Solskjaer have sort of not agreed on certain things. And I could be totally wrong, but I'm getting that feeling from the social media posts that I'm seeing that maybe all is not. I don't know.
If that's the case, Gary, that could all go a bit tits up then, couldn't it? Because the reason why I predict
only basing. Hang on,
is he back again?
Right, okay, we're back.
Yeah,
I'm only basing this about Ronaldo on the feeling I'm getting from some social media. That's all. And the whole point of he wanted, by all accounts, by the way, I don't know for sure, but what I've heard is he wanted to take the penalty yesterday and they didn't, and the guy missed it, and I don't know. Only Man United fans will know. Yeah. Maybe they'll put some decent comments in.
Before we finish up,
tell me I'm a mug, piss off, mate, or yeah, you know what? I'm getting that feeling too. I don't know. We'll see.
I hope
I'm wrong for Man United.
Before we finish up, just want to change the sport over to boxing. Did you predict AJ getting battered or not?
Who are we talking to, me or Dave?
Talking to Dave.
Right. What is it? I heard it was a very boring fight. Is that correct? Not many punches thrown or connected.
No, there was a lot thrown. Yeah.
So did he look? I got to be honest with you. I didn't even see what the result was. Did he lose?
Yeah.
AJ's lost, mate.
Yeah, he lost. Got taught a lesson.
To who? Who was this other fella?
The Ukrainian fella, innit? I can't pronounce.
Usyk. Is his name?
Is it
Usyk? Yeah.
Oh well, fair enough. Listen, after he got beat by, the last time he lost, I think he'll find it very difficult to get back into it again. And that result yesterday just says it all, doesn't it? Because I see a picture of AJ about 6 weeks ago, and he put on a lot of timber, right, around his belly and all that. Whether he's trying to bulk up to be stronger, which doesn't always work in boxing, you can't get all muscle bound. Although so his weight change, he tried to trim himself down for the fight very rapidly, and I'm wondering if that's taking its toll, rather than just concentrating on bloody boxing for change than his physique.
I just think he's got too rich and he's not hungry no more. What's your view, Gal?
Okay, interesting. I didn't see the fight.
Right.
I'm not a big AJ, although I've been and seen him at Wembley, and that was a boring fight and all. To be fair, but I put it out today on my show. Actually, funny enough, the one-off show I don't do many these days, but I put it out there to people, and I said, is this the end of AJ, or was it ever the beginning? Was he ever good enough? And I got one comment back, and I think personally this sums the whole thing up with him. He's an average boxer with a world-class promoter.
I've seen that comment off Mr. Choo Choo.
Sorry, mate, you're breaking up.
Oh, can you not hear me?
You're back again, I think.
Back.
Okay, yeah, I seen that comment myself, Gal, off Mr.
Yeah.
Choo Choo.
I thought it was a great comment, and
Yeah.
I think I think it was a great answer. You know, he's an average boxer, but with a world-class promoter.
Okay, well, we'll leave it there on that point. Thank you to Gary Harris back on the show. A welcome return. Thank you, Dave, with your pot pickers, your results, and for your comments. Like to thank the show's main sponsor, the Casual Thug. And there'll be more videos coming from UK Casual soon.
Matty, can I just chip in quickly before we end with one thing?
Oh, go on quickly. Yeah.
Well, a very quick topic, right? QPR played Everton and beat them in the Carabao Cup. About 10 lads celebrated and jumped on the pitch. They're now being nicked, and they're all going to get, I don't know whether they get life bans or what, right? And they called it a pitch invasion. That wasn't I think maybe for next week's show or something, comments, what do you think about people jumping on the pitch celebrating and getting bans from the club and arrested for it?
Yeah, they shouldn't get banned like that.
Passion. They're taking the passion out of football, Dave.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate some people deem it as it being something else, but you know, we know what it's like to be behind that goal and your team wins. You know, that pure rush of adrenaline and everything else. And I mean, I've done it. I've jumped on at a goal.
Yeah,
you know.
It's not like they're running towards the other fans in a fight or anything.
I couldn't jump on these days, mate. I couldn't go fucking fence if I tried.
You get stuck on the wall, Gary.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Mate, I don't know. The
way football's going, unfortunately.
What I've been saying all along, and I think they're destroying passion and what football's about. And that is part of it, you know, lifetime. They're just exuberant fans. I mean, shouldn't, but unless they ain't going to be happy. Fucking they ain't going to be happy until you're all sat down eating popcorn, mate. I'm sorry, that's how I say it.
Clapping.
It'd be like a cinema, wouldn't it? It'd be like going to the cinema.
Yeah.
You know?
Unfortunately, mate, that's the way. Definitely, the Premier League will go.
Okay. Right. Well, we'll leave it there then. Thank you to tonight's main sponsor, the Casual Thug. Their link to their fashion, their t-shirts will be in the description. Thank you to Gary Harris. Thank you to Dave Cas. There'll be more videos coming from UK Casual soon.
A big thank you to the sponsor of this channel, the Casual Thug. If you would like to order any of their t-shirts, the link will be in the description. See you next week.